Coming up on the show, it's the fifth and final round, so who can make the final and who will host it? We get the calculator out so long as Joey remembers how to use it. The Blues are in the box seat, so how do they handle the heat? We put it to their driver, Otere Black, plus George Bridge takes a break from the jet boating to join us live. Tēnā koutou katoa, good evening and welcome in to Sky Rugby Club for another week. Still plenty to play for the final round of Super Rugby Trans-Tasman before the finalists are named, and we've got a brand new team member, Christina Sue, aka Zoe.
Mama Bear! Mama Bear!
So your resume is amazing. Touch World Cups, Rugby League World Cups, New Zealand Women's Seven-Side, Black Ferns Rugby World Cups, but arguably your greatest achievement has come in the last couple of months. First-time mum.
Yep, and that is definitely my greatest achievement. First-time mum, 11-week-old baby, makiriti at home, and, you know, just had a great career, I suppose, in rugby, but until you've experienced motherhood, it's quite incredible.
Show us the photo you were showing her off.
Samsung tablet,
yeah, the tablet,
not
the tablet,
iPad.
yeah.
So this is our...
It's just gorgeous.
She.
Beautiful.
Down the camera, look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So from a pretty hands-on father like myself, Joey.
Maybe you can give these two some tips.
How are you
Zoe.
dealing with those nappy changes? You all over it?
Oh, I'm all over it, although...
Any explosions?
Explosions, galore. Like, to the point this morning, had to come in the shower, you know, it was that bad. Up the back,
Oh,
up
lovely.
the tummy.
Oh, it's a tough one, isn't it? Okay, well, get the calculator out, Joey, because you're going to explain to us round 5 in Super Rugby. What's going on? Who can still make it?
The permutations of this table are endless, but all you need to know at home is the Blues win, the Blues lose, Highlanders and Crusaders win, Highlanders host the final. That's all we need to know. No, but in all seriousness, the Blues need to win with a bonus point to host the final, and it'll be the first time since
2003.
2003 since they've hosted the final. Mathematically, the Canes can still make it.
Don't forget my Chiefs.
Yeah, the Canes need the Highlanders and Crusaders to lose, them to get a bonus point win to be able to make the final. And, well, the Chiefs, no, they are dead and buried. They are on Coogee.
You're a mean
Bad
man,
Monday
Joey.
celebrations have started. Be sensible, boys. Be
Yes,
sensible.
well, the lads are on tour.
Yeah.
You've got some tour tales for us.
Yes, on tour. We've all had tour experiences that have been good and bad. I want to know about your roomies. My first experience, well, one of my worst experiences was with Dylan Hunt, who is now with the Blues. He got called in on tour with the Highlanders over to South Africa. And let's say, well, his midnight bathroom habits weren't great. Woke up in the morning to quite a stink. Went into the bathroom and realised that a number 2 was still sitting there from the middle of the night. Room stunk, clothes stunk. I asked Dill, why didn't you flush, mate? 101. He just goes, I didn't want to wake you up. Admittedly, it was all good. The thought was right, but geez, man, flush it. What about you, Dagger? You'd have a couple. Come on,
Mate,
you are the worst roomie.
No, I'm not the worst roomie. TV safe wise, I've got to keep it safe. So I'm going to go Julian Sevilla, just because he snores. So I hate snores. I need quiet. So he was pretty bad for me. What about you, Suey?
I wouldn't say worse, but quite a bad influence is Portia Woodman.
Portia Woodman?
Only because, I mean, she's got the body that you can afford to have junk food, and when I'm a roomie at halfback, I was trying to keep my figure down, and she loves the junk food.
I hate that. Corey James was one of
people,
them. Corey James was that one.
Eat what they want, not put on any weight.
Well, you know what? A man that's been on many tours in his years, George Bridge, he joins us live now from Christchurch, I believe. George, have you ever roomed with Izzy or anyone else that was a bad experience?
Yeah, how's it going, guys? Yeah, Deggy, you know what he's like. He's talks a bit of smack, but I think most of the bad experiences are probably with usually with forwards. You know, they tend to put their heads in dark places, so most of them have broken noses and stuff. So a bit of snoring going on, but yeah.
Hey,
Take us all with that, Brudge.
Bridgie, Daggy here, bro. Just want to ask you how the injury's going, mate, and how you're tracking along with back into training, and how's the body, and when you're looking forward to getting back out there.
Yeah, no, it's coming along good. She was pretty quiet for the first couple of weeks just to get everything sorted. And I've just had my first week back training, sort of non-contact and stuff. So, yeah, no, it's coming along good.
Yeah, kia ora George, it's Sue here. I've got a question for you in regards to just the Crusaders outfit in general. They're not used to being in this position where they're having to chase points and, you know, not only win, but win by quite a significant margin. How does the mindset change for those players in camp at the moment?
Yeah, well, to be honest, we not getting that bonus point last week and against the Force, we actually thought that we're in a bit of strife, but fortunately we've been given another crack, and at least we know sort of after that Highlanders game, if they get the win and how many points they get, we sort of know what we need to get going into Saturday night. So we've had a good week of preparation, and we're sort of treating it like a final, and you know, the boys are really looking forward to it.
Richie Mo'unga's back in the side this week. Obviously, the win rate with Richie and your team's 83.9%. Without Richie Mo'unga, it's 71.5%. He's obviously a massive influence to this Crusaders outfit, and needing to score significant points, that must be a huge boost for this team going into this week.
Yeah, well, he's unreal players, and he's in some pretty good form at the moment. He's been pretty impressive. So, you know, he's such a massive part on what we do as a team and how we play. And, you know, in these big games, he always seems to step up, which is what he'll be looking forward to do this weekend. So it should be good.
Hey, Bridgie, mate, let's cut the serious stuff. Know about your jet boating. You're a terrible driver. I just want to know if you bought a spade yet for constantly digging yourself out of the river. You know, last time we went jet boating, we had to get out and push you and David Harvilli. So how's that going?
I know. I was pretty lucky that you were there, actually, Diggy. Well, to be fair, it's a bit of a shambles that we're even allowed to buy jet boats and take them up the rivers, to be fair. A couple of cowboys, but no, it's good fun. It's been filling in my time off, so it's been good.
Bridgie, I want to talk about outside backs because obviously I've got a deep knowledge about them. You boys have got an abundance of them down there, and somehow you managed to keep them all on the books, keep coming back year after year. All Blacks are plenty. What's the secret to keeping you guys in that Crusaders jersey for so long?
Don't tell them.
When you're all so talented and could walk into a starting jersey for any team.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, well, for me personally, you know, Christchurch is my home now, and I love playing for the Crusaders, and having so much competition just within our team just makes you want to perform on the training pitch, and then that leads into performing on the field. And, you know, I think that goes with sort of every position within the team. There's so much competition, and anyone that gets the opportunity to put the jersey on wants to perform. So, you know, that's the beauty of being part of the Crusaders.
Great to chat to you, Bridgie. Thank you so much. And amazing news as well. Lester Whainganuku re-signed with the Crusaders. Jealousy from every other franchise, I think you can say. But all the very best with your recovery. We can't wait to see you out there.
Cheers, guys.
Good luck with the jet boating team.
Well, we've got another game that is massive. This is the one that so many New Zealanders are looking forward to. We head to Canberra tomorrow night. It's the Brumbies taking on the Highlanders. And if Aaron Smith's quote in the media yesterday, Joe, was anything to go by, this one is going to be a doozy in Canberra.
Oh, it is. And it's a bloody tough place to go to, Canberra. You have to fly into Sydney, then you got a 3.5-hour bus ride up to Canberra to Geo Stadium. And if we can ruin a few people's dreams, what he's alluding to there is probably 4.8 million people around New Zealand.
You mean everyone?
The dreams, other than Izzy, of a Blues Crusaders final. And being in the camp, I know that they're extremely motivated to go over there and do that. But to go to Geo Stadium, get a bonus point win, the stats will tell us that this Brumbies side is some defensive side. They average at home versus New Zealand teams only 23 points against them, 29 points for Suey. So I don't know how this Highlanders team is going to manage to get a bonus point win against these guys at home. It's going to be a tough ask.
Well, it will be, and I think with the Highlanders going away, they've got everything, you know, to play for. With Nuggie back in the side, he'll bring that level of experience and being able to game drive. I think with Brumbies, they're almost playing another final in a sense. You know, they went down in that Australian Super Rugby final and have another point to show. But I think with Highlanders having the likes of Dixon, Pari Parkinson, Himino, the full pack to unleash the back, so you know Highlanders have a great back line, they can certainly do it.
The more I start thinking about it, Joe, the more I start thinking that if there's a team that's going to do it, it's this Highlanders team. They're second most tries in the Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. They've scored 25. They play an unbelievable brand of rugby. They've got firepower over the park. Like you said, you've got Aaron Smith coming back. His ability to get outside that first and second defender, hit those runners, you know, stopping the Brumbies being able to line speed. That's where. So for me, I believe they can go and do it. If there's any team, that'll be the Highlanders.
You alluded to Aaron Smith. Now, 6 tries just out of 3 games in this Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. He's going head-to-head against a pretty formidable sort of opposite in Nick White. Aaron Smith himself, though, Suey, this guy just seems to get better and better and better as the games, like his career extends. He's just getting better.
Yeah, well, Nuggie's like world class, you know, #1 halfback. He's got a little boy that he plays for now. He's got a deeper why, and every time he comes in and plays, he's obviously got that deeper passion behind him and just his experience. So when, you know, him and Nick White, 2 of the best against each other, they'd just be both wanting to have great performances individually.
This guy, Dagger, Nick White, is so important to this Brumbies outfit. His kicking game, his running game around those rucks. If they can shut him down, they're halfway to beating this team, aren't they?
100%. You saw what Nick White did a couple of years ago in Perth. He absolutely destroyed the All Blacks, and how he did it, he could start getting out, like I said, getting out those first and second defenders, being able to get his running game. That's his key. Being able to run and hit like hit the Alators, running on those short balls, hitting the wingers or hitting those impact players on those good lines. So if they can, if the Brumbies can clean rucks and clean inwards and get those defenders, you know, facing in, he can get out and start.
Looking forward to the chat too. 2 fiery, competitive buggers too. They're going to be at each other all night.
Well, if Aaron Smith is saying that he wants to upset the apple cart, who am I to argue with him? Talking about the Sky Super Rugby tipping competition, I've got to go with the Highlanders. Izzy, what about you?
Even though I was talking about the Highlanders, I'm going the Brumbies.
Oh, what?
No way. No.
You know why? One night over here. Suey, for you?
Nah, Highlanders all the way. They're definitely going to go.
Yeah, we'll keep you on, Suey, good girl. And I'm going to go the Highlanders as well, obviously.
Obviously. You couldn't not, could you, Joey? OK, well, while the Landers were going to work over the weekend, one of their very own was making his debut in the sky blue. It's Nehi Milner-Skudder. Check this one out.
He got into Manga. Waiputawa. Ngāti Pou Tiwi.
To be celebrating 100 years of Ngāti Pro Rugby is, you know, just such a big, exciting event for the whole iwi. Today is going to be our pinnacle event, you might say, celebrating the actual centenary. We've got a calendar of events throughout the years, celebrates every generation and both genders. So to be here today celebrating Ngāti Pro Rugby is so exciting.
You guys are making history today, wahine mā. You know it. So go out and give it all you've got. Mahi atu mahine.
We're starting off with our wahine, you know we're renowned for mana wahine. Today our wahine will be selecting our Ngāti Pro East Coast women's team to represent us around the country this year. And of course our legends, you know, some of them are world famous in Ngāti Pro, and it's going to be exciting to see them out on the field again. Hopefully no injuries.
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I suppose, you know, the ladies played before us and sort of set the tone, and then us old has-beens got out there. So, yeah, just really good to get the Poverty Bay boys up here to support the occasion. You know, 100 years is a pretty special day for us. It can be a time that brings our community together. You know, after the game, our people leave with a happy heart and feeling inspired by the effort our boys put out there from both teams.
The things that make us unique is, first of all, it's obvious, you know, we're the only iwi-based team, not only in the country but in the world. So this is truly an iwi-owned team. The iwi feel they've got the right to have opinions on selection, on, you know, coach selection, everything, and that is what people play for.
Some played their first day or their first game today, but just keep your head cool. There's the same fire in the belly, ice in the mind. Hey, keep your fire, let it come from here, not from up here. Don't lose your head.
lot of talk's been around our whanaunga nehe coming back and putting on the sky blue jersey. That pull of the iwi to come back and wear that sky blue and represent your iwi is a definite magnet.
Looking forward to seeing nehe me on the skata and the boys in blue put a good performance on the paddock.
Oh, the boys, you know, they sort of freaked out a little bit at the beginning. They, you know, because I never told them, oh, you know, they were wrapped over the moon, and obviously you don't get to rub shoulders with someone like that every day or every week. So for them, it was, you know, it was huge.
What can we do for the brother beside us? It's a special feeling, being a proud Māori boy from the coast. Used to watch these fellas back in the late 90s and early 2000s, and all the whānau would get together and watch the mighty sky blue. And for me, it's always been on the bucket list, and to fulfil that and play at home in front of all the whānau, yeah, bro, it's surreal, it's pumping me.
Big scrum from Poverty Bay. Haidawa gets it out the back now, comes out to Parks. Parks the stutter! The stutter! He gets his debut try, Gazza. We've been wanting it.
Huge occasion to celebrate the centenary. I got asked, you know, about all the different stadiums that I played at, but this is the one that I, have yet to play on, to tick or whakaru off the list. Whereas probably, I feel like I'm a very happy man.
Such a cool story. I'm proud Ngāti Porou, so it's awesome to see Nehe Milner Skata go back to where he's from, his roots. I know his mum and all his whānau was there as well, Sui.
Yeah, I know Nehe from, you know, being in Manawa too, and you've seen him wear black jersey, green and white jersey, Hurricanes, but for him, like he said, he's back in Tukumaru Bay, playing for Ngāti Porou, proud Māori boy. It was awesome, and the impact that he has on that wider community, looking in and starstruck, and he's a real humble guy, Nehe, so it was awesome to see him go back to his roots.
Skata Step was on display as well, was he?
Step, good to see him get a try as well, but like you said, just for him it's all about family, going back, reconnecting with the regions and giving back, like Hosea said. Those guys holding in the huddle there, you know, surrounded around him, they'll just be soaking that up and really enjoying it. Saw him mixing and mingle with the kids as well.
So cool.
Awesome.
Well, another very, very proud Māori rugby player in our community, Otere Black, the driver of the blue side at the moment. He joins us now live on Zoom. Kia ora, Otere. How's the feeling in the Blues camp this week? Because we know there's been a lot of media attention around you. Everyone's already talking about that final at Eden Park next week.
Kia ora, team. Yeah, thanks for having me. Obviously it's been a big week for us coming back from Brizzy in a pretty physical encounter. The boys are pretty banged up, so the first part of the week was pretty light, but the last few days the intensity has picked up a little bit, and we're just looking forward to playing in front of our fans and our families on Saturday night.
Hey brother, Izzy here. Good to see you, bro, playing well as well. Just to chat about last time you had the final was in 03. And I think Leon McDonald was actually playing that game. Has he been throwing out much chat this week about it? And like Kirsty's already alluded to, the hype around it. You know, a lot of you guys are pretty young, haven't played in any of finals footy. Who's been taking over in the leadership roles, trying to keep people on the process kind of mindset?
I guess for us, it's about what's worked for us to get us to where we are at the moment. And our leadership group have done a really good job there, and our management have really sort of pulled the reins in this week around what we need to do to really turn up in the right mindset on Saturday night. And I'm sure if we can do that on Saturday night, turn up with the right mindset against a pretty dangerous side in the Force, hopefully we can get the job done. But the first part of the week was relatively light. Obviously, coming back from Brizzy, there was a few sore bodies, but the intensity and the intent in our trainings the last few days have definitely picked up. But I'd say someone that has been talking about will probably be Bryce Heem. He might have been playing in that final. He's been around a while, so Uncle Brycey.
Kia ora, Oti, it's Sui here. I have a question for you in regards to, I guess, your form. At the moment, the Blues are in great form and the Super Trans-Tasman. How has that changed from Aotearoa Super Rugby? You know, what have been the key changes?
Yeah, kia ora, Sui. It's been... we've obviously looked at our Aotearoa campaign and picked out a few things that wasn't quite working for us there, and some of the things that worked for us, and we sort of just picked off a couple of things that we really wanted to work on, and we've really tried to nail that. In the week before the competition actually started, we had a good sort of window where we could sort of have a few honest conversations around what wasn't working and what might work for us. And I think it was really good for us and it set us up nicely for this competition. So, for me personally, it's about obviously driving the team around the paddock and keep the ball in front of the big fellas and keep them happy and throw the ball wider to a few speedsters in a bit of space. So, we've obviously looked at a few things and we've worked on that over the last 5 weeks and it's got us to a pretty good position at the moment. So, we're pretty happy.
Ote, Joey here, mate. I've got a fan question here from Kevin Gullivan. He says the Force have pushed the Blues in games in the past and also the Blues, when they've been in these positions to nail home final spots, they've choked. What's going to be different this weekend? Pretty ruthless from Kevin.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out on Saturday night. But, I guess for us, personally, we haven't really been looking into anything like that. We're sort of worried about what Saturday night's going to bring and around our preparation this week. And we definitely know there is no next week if we get this week. So we've got to make sure we turn up on Saturday night and put on a performance that'll put us in a pretty good position. And whatever happens after that, then it will happen. But we're solely focused on Saturday night first and foremost, and hopefully we can get the job done there, and then we just move on from there. But I think the Force are a very dangerous side. We saw what they did last week against the Crusaders and what they've done throughout this competition. They've pushed a lot on New Zealand teams, so it's going to be a big game.
Thank you so much for joining us, Otere. All the very best. We'll be watching.
Cool. Thank you, guys. Kumari. Thank you.
Well,
thanks, bro.
The Hurricanes are taking on the Reds at Sky Stadium tomorrow night, and this one is the final farewell for a rather large human being, Ngani Laumape. He's a monster on the field. We say au revoir because he's off to France, Joey.
Yeah, I'm gutted that Ngani's leaving because I think he's just coming into his prime in terms of what he's been doing. He's developed his game so nicely since he's come back from league, and I think the human wrecking ball's got more than just running over people now, Digger, and I'm sad that it's just come down to dollars that he's not staying.
Yeah, he's saying euro later, actually, Kirsten. See you later. He's chasing the euro, but he's come out, he's already said, he's hurt from what's happened with New Zealand rugby, and I feel for him, I think his game, his triple threat, his ability to run, pass and actually kick. He's set up a lot of tries with his grubber kick, putting players into spaces. So, yeah, I feel for him. He's going to be a big loss for this team. And I know he loves that Hurricanes outfit, and I know he want to send them off proud, Sui?
Yeah, I mean, proud Manawatu boy he is as well, Ngani, and I suppose he's at the point of his career where he needs to put his family first, and it's unfortunate that New Zealand rugby, he can't stay here, but he'll do the damage overseas as well.
There's a Manawatu theme going on in the show,
know.
isn't there? Manawatu hard, turbos. OK, well, next one, it's the Waratahs taking on the Chiefs in Sydney. Everyone's on the beach in Coogee already. Joey thinks the Chiefs are out, but they can still make it.
How? They can't make it. They're on the beach.
Are we actually going to talk about this game? Or no?
They're in Coogee.
The Waratahs are an absolute mess, though.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Tars because they are a rebel at the moment. This is meant to be the stronghold of Australian rugby. And talking to the coaches after that Highlanders game last week, they're telling me there's no GM of rugby, there's no head S&C, and there's no head coach. They are an absolute rebel, and there's no surprise that they are 11 losses on the bounce when an organisation in the back rooms are doing that sort of thing, Digger. It's a shame, isn't it?
They're a shambles, mate. They're a shambles, and they'll both be organising end-of-year dues because they ain't getting nowhere near that final, I'll tell you that.
For the Chiefs, though, I mean, this is an opportunity for them to finish the season on the high. They may not make the final. They did make the Aotearoa one, though.
Yeah, and pride's on the line, and they've done well this... Stop!
Trying to bring in the Chiefs.
I'm trying to bring the Chiefs up, pump them up.
Well, you're dissing the Waratahs, and we're going for the Chiefs.
Exactly.
They're going to finish on a high. They want to finish with the performance, and like I said, a bit of pride on the line there.
Totally agree with you, Zoe. Did you enjoy your first show?
You did amazing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. What are you guys getting up to this weekend?
I'm going to see my lovely mama. Huriana, I love you. Can't wait to see you tomorrow.
Yeah, nice. I'm going to watch the Hurricanes take on the Reds tomorrow night.
Awesome. Yep. Love your work, Joey. Thank you so much, team. And enjoy the rugby this weekend. There is so much going on. We will see you same time, same place next Thursday on Sky Rugby Club.
Get up the Landers!